Right, so on the chart, even before we go on the chart, let me make this very clear, right? So I have this rule: before I take any trade on the JPY pair, I make sure that I have a buyer. So I make sure that I analyze the JPY basket, which is basically the JPY index, right? So going to the JPY index, right, this is exactly how it looked like. So you could basically see this is an uptrend on the 4-hour time frame, right? So with a trend line, you could actually make or draw a trend line which would indicate, or which would, graphically show that you are actually in an uptrend, right? Yes. So noticing this, I knew that the JPY index was in a bullish trend. One thing about the JPY index is that whenever the index is bullish, any pair that has to do with, or that has any connection with the index, is just the inverse, right? So if the index is bullish, any pair that has JPY in it should be bearish. So that has to do with Gbpjpy, Euro JPY, USD JPY, Swiss franc JPY. Any pair with the JPY as the base currency should be the reverse, right? Should be the reverse. So noticing that on the index I was bullish, any trade that I'll be taking from the JPY pair should be sells. Should be taking sells because the index is bullish, right? So yes, so I took this particular trade around. I took it around this. So I was able to get these buys. Right? So let's go ahead with the analysis. Right, so I noticed that it was in a bullish phase. Now, what's the next thing I saw was that this lower low was able to break this higher high, right? So you all can see, it's able to break this higher high. Right here. Yes, it was able to break this higher high, retest it, and then the move to the upside, right? So this was basically a break and retest strategy, right? So when I saw this, that it has broken and it has approached my zone, I moved to the 1-hour time frame to actually view it very clearly so I could take my trade. So around this side, I was viciously looking at the market, and the more reason why I didn't take sells here, I know a lot of people would make that mistake and would be shorting the market right here, and they would have been losses, right? So but I didn't. Why? Because I saw this was actually a very strong zone, because look, once it broke, it has tried so many times to break to the downside, but it couldn't. Because why? This resistance that has 10 support is very strong, right? So once it broke here, I wasn't really convinced enough that it had actually broken, because guess what? Just below this resistance that has 10 support, there is another support right here. If I would want to draw that, it's another support right here, right? That could prevent price from going any lower, right? So as soon as it broke, I wasn't convinced until I saw this tweezer top formation, which is actually a candlestick confirmation, right? So upon seeing this, I then move to Gbpjpy, which was the trade I actually took, right? Yes. So remember, as you said, if it's bullish on what's the name, the JPY index, we go short. We short the market on the actual, Gbpjpy, or the actual pair they are trying to trade. So on Gbpjpy, this is exactly what I saw. So this was the break. As it broke to the upside, it was here. So you could see it actually formed this tweezer tops also here. At the index it was tweezer bottoms, but on the JPY pair itself, which is the Gbpjpy, it was tweezer tops. So as soon as I saw this was a confirmation. I moved to the 15 minutes time frame to actually take the trade, because that was one of my favorite setups. So I moved to the 15-minute time frame, and on the 15-minute time frame, this is what I saw. So I actually took the trade right here, and my stop loss was just about here. The recent higher high right here. Oh yes, right here. So I placed the trade with, of course, just 0.01, and waited for 2 days to actually take my profit. So from here to here, basically making 1:7. I made $500 on this trade. And one would even ask, why did I then decide to take profits here? Well, as you can see, there's consolidation here. And what do you know about consolidation? Or maybe I'll make videos on that. But the consolidation or areas where there's been consolidations tend to be strong areas for support and resistance, or like supply and demand. So those areas, you actually have to pay attention to them when you are actually setting your TPs and your stop losses. Yes, but then I took my profit here mainly because of this consolidation right here, which when you go back on the index, you will also see, mind you, I also said that on the higher time frame, the index was very bearish, and sorry, so mind you, so I think I didn't make mention of that. But then on a very high, on a high time frame, you could see there is actually a trend line that has been resisting price for a while. A very strong trend line. So that was also in mind. I was having that in mind, that when the price actually finally gets to that trend line, it should also resist it. So these are some of the things that I inculcated in my analysis to be able to get out at exactly where I got out. Because when you go on the 1 hour time frame, this is basically what you are seeing, right? So this move up was the move down on the Gbpjpy on which I took the trade, right? So when you go here, I was very skeptical on holding the trade because of this higher time frame trend line. Yeah, so basically this is the processes or the steps I took to basically milk the market off about 240 pips and made 500 plus Ghana cedis on. Thank you for watching.